elections. Let's get into our second part of the show, our second conversation this afternoon. And I'm right now joined by Barnaba Korir from Athletics Kenya. Good afternoon, Barnaba. Good to have you.
Pleasure to be here.
It's been a while.
Yes, about 3 months.
Yes, the last time I checked, you were in Botswana for the relays. How are they?
Yeah, the relays was really spectacular. We had many countries who attended that relays, and I think we consider it as one of the best relays ever hosted by a country, especially in Africa here. So
you enjoyed the attendance?
We really enjoyed it, and of course the number of spectators was amazing. The leadership of that country were also there, and I think that was really an eye-opener for Africa to see that they are able to organize such events. And then particularly the turnout was amazing.
Yes, let's talk about athletics development and more so the under-20 trials that are coming up on the 21st. If you can give us more information, and because you say this is an invite-only event.
Yes, Robinson, this is an invite-only event because there's some restrictions that we are given because of the rules and regulations governing athletics, especially. We are still under Rule 15. So it happens that all those rules also must be followed by all under 20. We have the trials starting on the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. 21st is only collection of bib numbers. We have sent the list of those athletes who have already been selected. And selection criteria is based on the performance of the athletes throughout the year. And then, of course, the main selection was done during the national championship in Kisumu for primary and secondary school. So that's the big numbers we had. But then we have also athletes that might not be in school. They are also qualified. They are within the age category that is required. We have also invited them so that they can also participate and see whether they can make the team for World Under-20 Championship to be held in Eugene, Oregon.
You are very stern on age cheating. And you say that that is something that we must do away with.
It is unfortunate that, you know, we are also categorized with other countries, especially when it comes to age cheating. Our schools, when kids enter the first year, they normally have their certificates or birth certificate to show the age categories. So sometimes we wonder why it happens. Most of the kids that have been questioned concerning their age is from the schools. So we are asking ourselves, who is doing that to alter the age of these athletes? And we have now started investigations. Of course, it was initiated by World Athletics that there's some questionable date of birth for certain athletes. We are given the numbers even during the World Under-20 in Peru. Some of them were left out, and then we have been continuing now. In fact, today we have to release even the investigation that we have had to World Athletics so that they can verify. So we want to make sure that this thing does not happen here in Kenya. We are fighting against doping in this country. We don't want to open another frontier of age cheating. And then, of course, we must understand, Robinson, that the athletes, they are under 18 years, most of them. So how do they know that they have to manipulate to change their ages, other than the seniors who are doing that? So we are also looking at the people who are involved in altering the ages or cheating the kids to change their births. If it is parents, if it's the coaches, we are going to deal with them. But this time around, we are making sure that there is not a single person who has got questionable age that will participate in this championship.
And also the kids' athletics, it's something that is gaining momentum by the day. And it's, of course, Kenya has for a number of years been commended by the World Athletics on what you're doing when it comes to kids' athletics. If you can elaborate on that.
Kids' athletics was started about 5 years ago, and has been going on. Last year, during the celebration, we managed to be number one. We won the trophy as the best organized team, and also the number of kids that participated in that. We had the highest numbers. This year is very tough because there are quite a number of countries that are also fighting with us. Uganda is neck to neck. We have also Bolivia and other countries who are also there. They are ahead of us. One country has already got over 1 million students.
Yes.
And we are catching up. Yesterday we had the main event in Baringo, Kituro, and we had hundreds and hundreds of athletes who took part. This is something which is really key in development of athletics. When you start athletes, kids when they are 4 years, between 4 years and 14, it gives you, or it gives them an opportunity now to understand about athletics and develop that interest, so that as they grow, they can actually delve into either horizontal jumps, high jumps, throws, and also now sprints and long distance. So you can actually tell that the teachers that are working with them have already been trained, not only in Kenya, but outside also, to identify the talent that these athletes has. So that's what we had. And Kenya, especially Athletics Kenya, has done so much in ensuring that athletics is the #1 sport in this country. Because if you go all over the country, they're talking about athletics. And athletics is the most watched event, the most loved event, although football, of course, is there. But then the one that brings the name of this country known. Then the sport that brings even the resources of this country is athletics. And we want to keep on growing it. And that's why we work with partnership with schools. We partner with the schools, primary and secondary schools. And then, of course, Athletics Kenya can give them the guidance on how they can nurture the talent and make sure that it continues to grow alongside the primary, secondary schools and all the way to universities.
You say that you've gone around the country. Of course, everybody's talking about athletics, and we've seen there's been some growth when you talk about sprints, because Kenya, normally we are known to be, middle and long distance runners, but there has been a slight change. Now we are having more athletes coming up and they want to take part in sprints. I mean, how does that make you feel that, now there are races that we are, historically not known for, but now people are coming up and they're taking those races seriously?
We started like a joke during the Kenya Classic, and one of the senior person from World Athletics said that why don't we make the 100 meters be the last event because Omanyala was there. And of course, the outcome, you can see what happened. When Omanyala won, it created so much interest in this country, the side that most of the young people now, they want to run the sprints. And that is the results that we have seen. In African Championship, which is taking place in Ghana, you have seen even the shot putter winning a bronze medal, which has never happened before. We have the sprinters who are doing very well. And this is now historical because for the first time, there's so much interest in sprints, more than even the middle and long distance. So that is now the nurturing, the growth of the sport, so that we diversify to different sports and then give opportunities to our young people who might not be long distance runners, middle distance runners, but those who have got the talent to run the 100 meters, 200, 400 meters, and of course the javelin. YouTube is there, and discus and shot put. So this is the direction we want, and that is why Athletics Kenya is growing to a very powerful institution, recognized worldwide, also in Kenya, that we have even an opportunity to be proud of and say, the first person, the first human to run under 2 hours, Sebastian Sauer, to break the world record, is a Kenyan. And we see what has happened. The only thing that we need as a country is to value, appreciate, and nurture that talent so that this country can continue growing.
Yes, aside from that, the last time we had a conversation was, prior to the ktnnews Classic, and you said that, Kenya is bidding to host a major world event. And yesterday I was listening to Letsile Tebogo doing his press conference before the Shanghai Diamond League, which I believe is happening at the moment, and he said that it's high time Africa hosts a world championships. Where are we in the bidding process?
That's a very good question. And I'm really happy that Tebogo now can also speak. And we want also our senior athletes in this country to talk about it also. If you see the quote Tebogo said, it's an amazing thing that we see now our African people doing that. Concerning the bidding, the process is going on. Behind the scenes, we are doing so much, especially the president of Athletics Kenya and the government of this country. Before we went to Tokyo, His Excellency Dr. Ruto said that we must bid for the 2029 World Championships. That is behind that. I want to assure you that now, next week, in 10 days, we will be having the team from World Athletics Inspection Unit to come and verify, to see the stadiums, to see the hotels, to confirm whether we are ready to host that. And that's why we are preparing now. We have a team led by Ibrahim Hussein, making sure that we are ready to present the case of Kenya. So as far as the bid is going, it is fantastic. It is going on well. Let us hope that we'll have the second chance now to host it, so that we do something like what Botswana did. We want to change the mindset of the people, thinking that Africa cannot do anything. We have the raw talent. We have the resources. The only thing that we need is to make sure that we harness those resources, we use the availability of the top runners to participate, and then in that process, we invite now the world to come to see what Africa can offer, what Kenya has already offered, and they are also ready to continue doing that. So it's something that the people of this country should pursue that. We should focus on the development of the sport in this country so that now it keeps away a diversification of the politics of the everyday.
Yes.
If you go to US where I studied, you know, every weekend is about sports. You don't even have time to talk about anything else. You always talk about football, you talk about athletics, you talk about rugby, baseball, you know, all those things. Now, each and every group has got their own interest to do over the weekend, so that now that sport can grow and become a driving force for the growth of the economy.
This year we are having the Ultimate Championships, and most people are asking, what is the Ultimate Championship? Because it will be the first edition, and people don't know what the Ultimate Championships is all about.
You know, World Athletics is trying to create more competitions, which is really good for our athletes. And the Ultimate Championship is the event that now, after the
World Championships,
after the World Championship, after the Diamond League, then a certain number of athletes who have qualified will be invited specifically for that event. And the reason is that they want to give more chance now to our athletes to earn something out of the work they have been doing. So that Ultimate Championship is very important. It is the first time we are going to have it. And World Athletics will ensure that the prize money given will be a benefit to those who have done so well, especially in promoting athletics.
Yes, also we have the Youth Olympics coming up. They will be held in Qatar. Now, from the National Olympic Committee side, how are the preparations?
The preparations for World Youth Olympic Games, that will be in Senegal, in Dakar, is going on very well. We have appointed the CEO already, and also the officials that will be engaging in that. So this thing is going on very well. The first eye-opener was during the African Youth Championship that was held in Angola, and now we were able to identify those athletes who can also qualify for the Youth Olympic Games in Dakar, and we'll be ready. Already we have identified athletes that will be taking part because it is under 17, and those are the athletes that will be participating. We want to take a very strong team that will go to Dakar, and that team is not only for the Youth Olympic Games. We want also now to figure out that how do we prepare this for continuity so that 2028 LA Games, we will have athletes that will be participating. We don't want to rely on athletics alone. We want to diversify, to bring in other federations to be on board, to also compete for medals, so that we increase our medal tally during the championship. We don't only want to go to LA or any other championship as participants. We want to be competitors that are recognized, like rugby. And basketball is coming up. We have volleyball also. You know, netball is going on. So those are the areas that we need to structure and ensure that we have very strong federations with strong athletes, so that we build a sporting industry in Kenya.
Thank you very much, Barnaba Korir, of course, who's the Director of Youth Development at the Athletics Kenya, as well as the Vice President of the National Olympic Committee of Kenya, for finding time and coming to talk to us about athletics development in the country. As we look forward to the under-20 trials that will be taking place on the 21st to the 23rd of May here in Nairobi. Remember, it's an invite-only event. We are looking forward to that, which will be happening in the next 6 days or so. That is where we wrap up Scoreline this afternoon. My name is Robinson Okenye. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.